Donald Trump will get his Facebook and Instagram accounts back in the coming weeks. Meta said there would be new guardrails on the former president's account. I gotta say, I was quite surprised to see this, but let's dive into the details. Engadget reports, more than 2 years after Meta extended former President Donald Trump's indefinite suspension from Facebook, the company has opted to reinstate his account. In a statement, Meta said Trump would be able to access his Facebook and Instagram accounts in the coming weeks, but that there would be new guardrails in place to deter repeat offenses. The decision comes after Trump's campaign had reportedly pushed for the former president to be allowed back on Facebook ahead of the upcoming presidential primaries. Trump was originally booted from Facebook in the aftermath of the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, after publicly praising the rioters. Well, that is a myth. He didn't actually, but that's the reason Facebook did give for banning the accounts. Let's continue. Meta's handling of the initial suspension, which it quickly extended from 24-hour ban to an indefinite suspension, was heavily criticized, including by its own oversight board. In its decision weighing in on Trump's suspension, the board slammed Meta for not following its own rules and trying to avoid its responsibilities. Well, that's great. Meta then revisited the suspension and said it would last for at least 2 years. However, the company confirmed that Trump would eventually be allowed back on Facebook. Nick Clegg, Meta's top policy official, said at the time the former president would be subject to new enhanced penalties for future policy violations. Now, Clegg says that Trump and other public figures who have been reinstated following suspensions related to civil unrest will face new suspensions lasting for at least a month for future offenses. He added Meta would also take steps to limit the reach of Trump's posts if they contribute to the sort of risk that materialized on January 6, such as content that delegitimizes an upcoming election or related to QAnon. That's so funny. They're so scared of QAnon. It's just like, why? It's just some random, nonsense. They're so worried about it. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? While Meta may not remove those posts entirely, he said the company would consider removing the share button and blocking them from the company's advertising and recommendation systems. Clegg also confirmed that the company's controversial newsworthiness policies could continue to apply to Trump. In the event that Mr. Trump posts content that violates the letter of the community standards, but under our newsworthy content policy, we assess there is a public interest in knowing that Mr. Trump made the statement that outweighs any potential harm. We may similarly opt to restrict the distribution of such posts, but leave them visible on Mr. Trump's account, Clegg wrote. Meta's decision comes just months after Elon Musk also restored the former president's Twitter account. Trump has so far declined to restart his Twitter habit. He decamped to Truth Social last year, but is reportedly planning to return, according to a recent report in Rolling Stone. While the former president was known to favor Twitter, his Facebook following was also an important asset in both of his previous campaigns. Trump's suspension was also the first major test of Meta's oversight board, which the company formed to help it weigh in on thorny content, moderation, and policy decisions. In a statement Wednesday, the board said that it had no role in the company's decision to reinstate Trump and that it plans to publish a fuller analysis of the case in a future quarterly transparency report. So I think it's interesting is you could just tell from what they have for Trump. If they had it across the board, everyone follows the same rules. Anyone mentions QAnon or, the integrity of an election, okay, they get suspended. But they just put that rule right in for Trump from per their quote anyways. I guess we'll see what happens. I'm curious if Trump will rejoin. I assume he will. True Social not really doing that well, especially after their terrible launch. So I would think he would want to go for the masses. But what do you think? Should Trump be allowed back on Facebook and Instagram? Are you happy with the decision? Do you not like the decision? Please let me know in the comments below. Also, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel for daily news updates, hit that notification bell, and share this video to help spread the news. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.